Welcome to Mindfucks with Mahara, where we flip your perspective, challenge your thinking, and leave you feeling surprisingly amazing about it all. I'm your host, Mahara, and this podcast is for the rebels ready to rage against their comfort zone, for those willing to flip their finger at mediocrity and sit in the fire of discomfort, knowing that's where the magic happens. Each episode, I'll share insights that might just blow your mind in the best possible way. So if you are ready to have your world rocked and your thoughts rewired, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Let's get real for a hot second. Pretending is exhausting. Pretending you're fine, pretending you're fulfilled, pretending that job, that marriage, friendship, or lifestyle isn't slowly sucking the life force right out of your soul. And yet, so many high-achieving women are Olympic-level pretenders. You can slap on a power blazer, deliver the keynote, host the dinner, crush the meeting, tuck the kids in, and still crawl into bed at night feeling that hollow feeling inside. Why is that? It's because you're out of alignment. And let me tell you, when you finally stop pretending and actually align, shit doesn't just change. Ladies, it avalanches. Here is today's mindfuck. Alignment isn't this sweet little yoga pose where you smile through the discomfort and feel good about yourself. Alignment takes disruption. It's an avalanche. When you stop pretending, the universe stops playing nice. The mask slips, the cracks widen, and everything you thought you had under control starts sliding down the mountain. And it can feel terrifying at first, I admit, like you're losing everything. But here's the sacred twist. You're not losing yourself. You're finding her. All right, let's start with my girl, the Shadow Queen. If she had a Tinder bio, it would read, I burn illusions for breakfast. Swipe right if you're ready to stop lying to yourself. You see, she's the one who looks at the life you've carefully curated, the Instagram-worthy marriage, the stable but soul-sucking job, the friendships built on obligation, and she says, cute, but none of this is real. When the Shadow Queen shows up, she's not here to rearrange your furniture. She's here to bulldoze the damn house. And I get it. Collapse is scary. Nobody puts major ego death on their 5-year plan. Of course not. But the avalanche is actually her gift. It's how she clears out the rotting structures you've been propping up with duct tape and denial. Maybe it's the business you've built on other people's expectations. Maybe it's the relationship you've been, quote, managing instead of living. Maybe it's the version of yourself you parade around so nobody sees the real, the messy, the vulnerable you. Well, here is the Shadow Queen's wisdom. Collapse isn't punishment. Collapse is mercy. The avalanche isn't meant to bury you, it's meant to free you. When the snow falls and the old life crumbles, you're left with raw terrain, fresh air, and space to finally build something real for yourself. Okay, now let's talk about who absolutely loses her shit when this avalanche hits. Yeah, you guessed it, your inner critic. She's clutching her pearls, screaming, we worked so hard to keep it together, and now you're just letting it fall apart? Are you insane? Or something like that. See, the inner critic thrives on control, predictability, and keeping you inside the lines. So when the avalanche starts, she panics because suddenly there are no lines. This is where the mindfuck gets real. Because your inner critic doesn't just say, this is scary. She says, you're selfish, you're reckless, you're ungrateful, you're going to wreck everything. Does that sound familiar? I'm guessing it does. See, the critic has a PhD in catastrophizing. But here's what she doesn't understand. You're not ruining your life, you're renovating it. Big difference. Her panic is actually a sign that you're moving closer to alignment. Because the closer you get to truth, the louder she gets. Think of it like this. If you're still in the safe little box she built for you, she doesn't need to yell. But the second you step out, she goes full siren mode. That's not proof you're wrong. It's proof you're breaking free. So the next time you hear that voice, don't do this, you'll regret it, you'll lose everything. Remind yourself, she's just scared because she can't control the avalanche. But you don't need control. This is where you need courage. And then Once the Shadow Queen has pushed you off the cliff and the inner critic is screaming all the way down, who do you think shows up? Yes, the divine guide. She's that calm, steady presence that whispers, yes, this is chaos, but it's sacred chaos. Keep going. The divine guide doesn't hand you a 10-step plan or promise you a soft landing. She gives you something more powerful: trust. Trust that the avalanche isn't random. Trust that your soul knew this collapse was necessary. Trust that you're not falling apart, you're falling into yourself. Just think about it for a second. Avalanches clear the mountain. They strip away what's unstable so the land can renew. And that's exactly what alignment does. The divine guide is the one who says, hello, you've spent years pretending, now it's time to live in truth. And that truth might look like leaving the job that looks perfect on LinkedIn but feels like death every day. It might look like telling your partner the words you've been swallowing for a decade. It might look like saying no to opportunities that everyone else would kill for because you know they're not for you. Her guidance is rarely comfortable, but it's always clear. And once you stop pretending, you can actually hear her again. All right, I want to share a story with you. Somebody that, well, let's just call her Maya. She was the poster child for success. 6-figure business, beautiful home, Instagram feed that, well, could have been in a lifestyle magazine. But she really struggled. And when I listened back on these sessions, I could feel the exhaustion leaking out of her. She was pretending to her clients, to her partner, to herself, and the pretending was killing her. Then the avalanche came. Her biggest client left her. Her partner confronted her about being emotionally absent, and her body started shutting down from the stress. Everything collapsed at once, and she thought it was the end. But truthfully, when the dust settled, something wild happened. She realized she didn't even want most of what she'd built. The business didn't fit her. The house, a financial leash. The marriage, it was based more on appearances than intimacy. And the avalanche stripped it all bare. So fast forward, she has rebuilt her life on her truth. She's got a different business model. She's doing work that she actually loves, a smaller home that feels like a sanctuary, and a relationship that is raw, real, and alive. And her thoughts on this whole process was, it was the scariest thing that ever happened to me, her, but it was also the best. And that's the alignment avalanche. So let me ask you, where are you pretending? No, don't roll your eyes or smile or laugh. Seriously, hard questions. Where are you holding up a cardboard cutout version of your life while your soul quietly suffocates behind it? Because pretending is safe until it isn't. And the avalanche is coming whether you invited it or not. The question is, will you fight it or will you ride it? If you choose to ride it, here's what happens. Yes, shit falls apart. We've already talked about that. But what falls apart was never really yours. And what remains, well, that's the real you, the aligned you, the sovereign you. Okay, let's take a look at integration, what it looks like to live after you've experienced the avalanche. Here's how you integrate. Number 1, spot the pretend zones. Write down the areas where you're faking it. Like, just be honest with yourself. Is it career? Is it your love life? Friendships? Spirituality? Just get brutally honest. Number 2, listen to the avalanche warnings. That constant fatigue or the resentment or that is this all there is feeling, that's your soul yelling, I need alignment for the love of God. Listen. Number 3, let the Shadow Queen lead. So instead of resisting collapse, just ask, what actually needs to go? What am I holding together that's already dead? 4, reframe the critic. When she panics, you don't panic with her. You breathe, you thank her, and you say something like, listen, I know you're scared, but we're safe. Alignment is safety. Number 5, tune into the divine guide. So just give yourself some space for quiet. Journal, meditate, walk. Be open to hear her whispers because they are subtle and they're steady. Number 6, and this is super important, build new foundations. You don't have to rush. After the snow clears, start to build slowly and build true. And remember, avalanches are wild, but they also create fertile ground. The most aligned, abundant, badass version of you is waiting in the rubble. Okay, so here it is. Alignment is not polite. It does not wait for your permission. It does not does not knock softly. It roars down the mountain and takes what no longer belongs. And the sooner you stop pretending, the sooner you get to ride the avalanche instead of being buried by it. And trust me, riding it, oh my God, that's when the magic happens. That's when the magic happens. All right, this was Mindfucks with Mahara. If today's avalanche shook something loose in you, share this episode with the women in your life who are done pretending. And if you're ready to rebuild in truth, join me inside the Trinity Transformation. Together, we'll burn the lies, silence the critic, and activate the divine guide within you. Because, folks, alignment isn't coming, it's here. The avalanche has already started. Can't you feel it? The question is, will you let it bury you or will you let it free you? My name is Mahara. If you want more information about this or any of my other projects, check out my website, www.mindfulnesswithmahara.com. Have an amazing week. Here's to you.